If you are about to quit your nest manager job, here are 3 lies keeping you stuck. You're probably here because you've reached a career crossroad where you're tired of sacrificing your health, your well-being, time with loved ones for a demanding role that is no longer fulfilling to you. I will show you how to break free from those chains and transform your nesting experience into time and location freedom so that you can make an impact. Do me a favor and hit subscribe. I've used the strategies I'm sharing with you today to go from a burnt out, stuck, and unfulfilled nest manager to finally having control over my time, my well-being, and making an impact. Lie number 1, my job title is my identity. I can relate so well with this because growing up, I always had this need to succeed, and not only to succeed, but here's where it becomes toxic, where it's where you want to look successful to other people at all costs, and you stop really thinking about what success means to you, but what success looks like in the eyes of others. As a result, you build a career that is resentful in the long run and that is not aligned to your strengths and your personality. The thing is, when you equate your worth to your career success, you stay in a hostile work environment for far longer than you need to, because you learn to put other people's opinions ahead of your opinion of your own career. And this works fine until one day the pieces just come crashing down. So, question for you: do you equate your self-worth to your job? And is that the reason why you have stayed where you are for far too long than you needed to? Is that the reason why you've made the career decisions that you've made? Because you simply cannot... You simply have no self-confidence and no self-worth apart from the work that you do. That is the biggest lie, and it's important for you to recognize it for what it is and do some self-introspection so that you can begin to build a career that feels truly aligned with who you are, no matter what other people say and no matter what other people think. At the end of the day, this is your life and you're living it. Every day is passing and it will never come back to you. So don't waste it living someone else's dream or trying to fulfill someone else's opinion about you. If you're feeling guilty for wanting to quit your nest manager role, sit down and really do this exercise. First of all, diagnose the real reason why it is you want to leave, and make sure you do this exercise when you have enough time on your hands, you're rested, you're not in a rush, and you are in a solitary place where you can concentrate. Be honest with yourself and really, really come down to the root of why you want to quit your job. And then after you've done that, list down the pros and the cons of being in your job. What are the advantages of staying where you are and what are the disadvantages? Really let your thoughts flow, and then when you finish doing that, compare the pros and the cons. Think about what's important to you in your life, like what are your values when it comes to the way that you want to live your life? What impact and legacy do you want people to remember you by when you're long gone? And is this job enabling you to live up to that legacy that you want to achieve? I know that these are deep questions, but yes, our careers are deep, and a career is not just about going to work and doing a job. It's really about the impact that you're making and the lives that you're transforming through the work that you're doing. You staying in a job you hate another extra day is not doing the people you work with, the people you work for, and the healthcare clients a service. It's actually a major disservice for you to force yourself to be in an environment that you hate, because unfortunately when you stay where you don't want to be for too long, you start being a negative factor to that environment. You start influencing those around you negatively, and you start contributing to an environment that might already be hostile. So be real, truthful with yourself, and decide what your next best move is. If you want to learn how you can translate your nursing expertise into actual impact and income through Nest Consulting, book a call. My calendar is in the comments and description below. Line number 2 is thinking another new job will solve the problem. You know what? statistics show that the average tenure of a nest manager is 2 years. That means once you get a new job, you're excited, it's that shiny new object on the horizon, probably a little bit more money, more capacity to make an impact. And then 2 years down the line, you're looking around for another opportunity. Things do not have to be this way. I saw this pattern with myself years back where I kept on going from one job I hated to the next. In the beginning, it was amazing. I loved being where I was until I realized that maybe it just wasn't for me. So you create a scenario where you hope from one job you hate to the next because you think that a new job will solve the deeper issues that I spoke about in the first slide, and that simply will not happen. The good thing about job hopping is I'm assuming that you're negotiating your salary, so you're earning more and more the more that you hop from one job to the next. But the bad thing is that it's a big waste of your time in terms of looking for the job, being trained for it, adjusting to a new environment, realizing it's not for you, and then again going to the next job you hate. So I just want you to know that if this has been a pattern for you within your career, then hopping straight into a new job is not going to solve the problem. My advice is actually stop for a little while to really rest and evaluate your situation before you just jump into a new job. Because how do you know? With takeovers, acquisitions, new management, that job might just transform into your next nightmare. And that is not the career that you want. I'm sure when you set out in nursing, you wanted to make a difference. You wanted to help as many people as possible. You were excited to wake up every day and transform people's lives. And I truly, truly believe that this is possible. And this is happening for many nurses around the world, but you need to do the work. So the average nurse is not doing the work. They just hopping from one job they hate, realizing they hate the situation, going on to the next one. Don't be part of that statistic because this is your career that is actually passing by. The last lie is thinking there's only one traditional way of being a nurse. And this used to be me. I thought that in order for me to be a nurse, I had to work in a hospital or long-term care facility or disability, wherever it was, and be doing management work or direct patient care work. This is 2025 and post-pandemic, the nursing field has really changed. And you know what? Years ago, nurses used to function independently or autonomously, pretty much like the way that doctors do. But with the rise of unions and the vast expansion of the nursing workforce, it was more profitable for nurses to actually work in traditional jobs and follow the traditional route of employment in a hospital or healthcare setting. In the past, nurses had full control over the work that they did and how they did this work. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the aspect of transforming your nursing experience into actual real impact, fulfillment, time, and location freedom. You reach a point in life where you want to continue making a difference within your career, but on your own terms. And this was me years ago when I decided that the traditional model of nursing simply would not work for me. So I decided to become a nurse consultant. I'm not saying it was easy, but I was shocked at how it wasn't impossible to make that transformation and have full control over what I was earning, because as a nurse consultant, I was the one who determined exactly how much to charge, who to work with, what clients or healthcare providers to work with, fire a bad client. Fortunately for me, I've never had a bad client. Like, all my healthcare clients have been amazing, and we established a long-term relationship. That is something you can do for yourself. Take the decades of nursing and leadership experience that you have and immediately translate them into profitable consulting services that healthcare providers are willing to pay for. I did this by looking at where the gap was. So first of all, I thought about my own expertise and I was like, okay, given my years and years of nursing experience, what is the best way to translate that expertise into income without losing access to a steady paycheck? And for me, my strength was regulatory compliance and leadership development. So I focused on that. So for you, how can you start taking your nursing expertise and translating it into actual experience and consulting services for healthcare providers? I know many nurses look down upon their experience. They don't think that healthcare providers are willing to pay them for their services. But look at it this way. Post-pandemic, many experienced nurses left the healthcare profession, and even now 40% of new nurses quit within the first 2 years. It's like, just think about the gap that this creates within the healthcare system. So you, as an experienced nurse, you can come in and actually fill this gap. Don't rush into it like the way you've done with previous jobs. Instead, really be thoughtful about the services you want to offer and the impact that you want to make. If your passion is education and upskilling new nurses so that they're empowered and have enough skills to actually last long within the nursing profession, this is this is a service that many healthcare providers need because it costs a lot of money to hire and train up new nurses. So if this is your passion, you can be that person who develops educational packages and you support healthcare facilities and clients through strengthening their teams. If your strength lies in turning hostile work environments around, then you can come in and offer team development or leadership development using your years of nursing expertise. With nurse consulting, you don't need to learn a new skill. You're simply taking the skills you already have and then using the skills to enable you to have time, location freedom, flexibility, make an impact, be excited again for the work that you do. Like, imagine waking up excited for work again. Like, you don't have to do a job you hate for a day longer. It's such a lie that we nurses put up with. We think like, nursing, as a nurse, you're doomed to a, horrible career, so to speak. But it does not have to be that way, and this change starts with you. So if you're a nurse manager who's about to quit your nursing job and you are curious to learn more about nurse consulting, book a free consultation with me and we'll see if you are a fit for us to work together inside the Nurse Consultant Blueprint. My calendar is in the comments and description. Do subscribe, and if you found this video valuable, hit that like button. I filmed yesterday's video here and I decided to film today's video here as well because I enjoy coming out for walks every single morning. It's important to take care of yourself and your own health and your well-being, and for me, being outdoors is my way of pouring into my own cup because it's not just about pouring into others and serving others, but as nurses, it's also about taking care of ourselves. That is how we serve at a deeper level, and that is how we make a difference. My favorite part of this walk is the dam that is behind me. I don't know if you can see the water right there, but enjoy your day and see you tomorrow.